Hello, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I'm so glad you're here. And today, my furry co-host in the background, Alieska, still in the same spot, but at least she's awake. Making sure mom doesn't get into trouble, I guess. Anyway, I'm glad you're here, and let's get into tonight's topic. I want to talk about a small town in Maine that may have had an idea that has global implications. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Maine town declares food sovereignty. Sedgwick, Maine has done what no other town in the United States has done. The town unanimously passed an ordinance giving its citizens the right to produce, process, sell, purchase, and consume local foods of their choosing. This includes raw milk, locally slaughtered meats, and just about anything else you can imagine. It's also a decided bucking of state and federal laws. Now, I wanted to check into this and I found this source. I can see that this is not a new ordinance at all. It was done in 2011, but I think it's getting some traction and some notice now because it's timely. This talks about actually what the ramifications of that is. And what it says is, in short, the ordinance allows the buyer and seller to enter their own agreement which overrides the regulation of government when dealing with transactions involving local foods. Alaska had one functioning dairy, which was in the Matsu Valley where I live, that closed last year because of regulations. And I couldn't help but think that maybe if we had had an ordinance like that, so that people could knowingly and willingly enter into a transaction with that dairy to buy their milk and not have it be regulated into extinction as it has, because those dairy cows, the vast majority of them, except for a few that were kept for sentimental reason, went to the slaughterhouse, all because of regulations. And that means that in my state, we have no access to fresh milk, none, unless you own a cow. And then I think about other countries that are getting their farms regulated to the point that they're losing them. And then that land is being bought up by corporations and developers, and at some point, regular people have to find a way to say, this needs to stop. And this may have been one way with this ordinance. And certainly it wouldn't hurt, I don't think, for more local communities to pass ordinances like that so that buyers and sellers could partake of local produced foods, whether it's via a farmer's market or, with a local dairy or whatever, and do it without national oversight and overregulation. Something to think about. It'd be a nice world to live in. So let's see if the cards say that this is something that is worth pursuing and will be pursued in the future. So that's exactly my question I want to ask the universe. The ordinance we just discussed in Sedgwick, Maine, about local producers, is that something that's going to become more common? And is there anything else the universe wants us to know about ordinances of this nature to protect buyer and sellers? Let's see what the cards have to say. Well, when one jumps out, let's see what it is. Pentacles, an earth sign that talks about some generosity. Sedgwick, Maine. Will their ordinance kind of pave the way for others to do the same? Is that something we can anticipate in our futures? Nine of Cups, Five of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Four of Swords, the Hermit, Ten of Swords, the Moon. Okay, so we were asking about this ordinance that was passed in Sedgwick, Maine, 11 years ago. Is that a model that other communities could and should be following, and will they, as the universe looks ahead? Now, the situation is beautiful for Sedgwick. They've got the Nine of Cups, which is a card of fulfillment and happiness, and you get 90% of what you want. So they really had a lot of foresight in passing that. Love reading that it was passed unanimously. Way to go, guys. Okay. Now, swords are written and spoken words. Okay. And we were asking, is that something going forward that we should emulate the community's will in not just my country, but around the world? And I'm getting a yes, but it won't be easy. Okay. But it will be successful. If you look here, he has defeated his foes. Didn't kill them, just got them to give up their weapons and walk away. So it's doable, but it's not going to be easy. Okay. However, here we've got a recent past. This card, Pentacles, are earth signs, and we're talking about, local produce and things like that. So things from the earth. Okay. This is often a harvest card indicating that you'll have a partial harvest. So there will be some success getting this done. It's worth the effort, because as you can see, even though right now he has only harvested a small portion, this is ready to go too. So it would be effective and worth people's time to pursue this on the local level. I think of the Amish farmer that Sheriff Mack keeps speaking about, who is dealing with the FDA and all sorts of bureaucratic BS over his organic and natural products. Maybe some ordinances like this might give them a little more legal standing and resisting. Okay. Now, when we get this card, again, swords are words written and spoken. There's going to be some information that we don't know. Okay. I can just see people trying to pay off city councils not to pass the ordinance or what have you. Because, independent food producers are what the global agenda wants. Okay. We're supposed to be eating bugs and living in little high rises, making do with 200 square foot per person or something like that, isn't it? Okay. We have the Hermit showing up for the future. Hermit is wise energy. It's helpful energy, and it's often from off-world. He is looking here. His lantern is pointing here at the Ten of Swords. Tens are endings. So we are coming to the end of an age and an era. Okay. It's being acknowledged here. We're getting that this could be a worthwhile effort. It's being acknowledged. We have the Moon card, though, which isn't quite the cloud of this, saying this is an end of an era. And yeah, things can change with effort. We can't just wait for it to happen to us, for us, or what have you, or we're going to stay in the same old swamp we're living in now. Okay. Now, the Moon card indicates sometimes some secrets. Okay. And it also can indicate seeking answers from unseen realms. And I keep wondering if possibly this is hinting at, in the future, we've got hidden technologies. One of those may be food replicators, and that may be coming into play here too in our future. That'd be kind of cool. We have the Nine of Wands giving us a little added information, again, speaking to the effort that it would take to make these changes happen. I'm not seeing anything that says it wouldn't be worthwhile. Okay. And this is just being careful with your resources, this card, which speaks beautifully to local oversight of local production and being careful with your personal local resources and shopping local, growing local, and doing what you can to not need that global footprint. Or need it as little as possible. So, Sedgwick, Maine, good job, guys. You may have started something that takes off and goes from here. And I encourage all people who this resonated with you as an idea to pursue it at your local level and see if it's something that you can't get past so that you can have your farmers markets without FDA officials patrolling and shutting things down, so that you can buy milk from a local dairy, knowing that it's whole and unpasteurized, but that's what you want, and you buy it. That would be great. Thank you so much for being part of this video. That's it for this one. Thank you, take care, and I will see you next time.